hole. All right, I love a head in the hole, and I've had my even college guys say that doesn't work. Well, I'll just, i.e. Mike Nevinger, okay? Head in the hole, a couple things here. Now I know in high school they're very, very sensitive about turning that chin, you know, which way. So you get in trouble for that. So let's try to alleviate that. Our goal is to pull his head down towards the mat, all right? Now people get into this fixation of head in the hole means I need to be perpendicular here, head all the way underneath. Now I can go to my head in the hole. And I need to have this arm all the way up here to get my head in the hole. No, you do not. All right, that's the easy way. Everybody can get it that way. We want to do it the hard way. Make it, my finish will be easier. Okay, so I'm going to pull. When I pull him, just stay right there. I'm going to pull him. When I get him down, all I need is for this hand to move about that much. All I need. I got to do the rest of the work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my head, back part of my head, my ear, right here. That's all I need to get my head in the hole. All right? I need to put pressure in on him. All right? I'm going to have his chin. I'm pulling his chin down towards the mat. And what I want to do, we did our knee slide from our feet on our high crotch. When we were here, we were sliding our knee back in. That's kind of what I'm doing with my head in the hole. So when I'm here, after I bounce him, I got that arm extended. That's all I need. My ear drops behind. Okay? Now, I'm going to pull, remember, our knuckle. Here, I'm going to pull him down towards the mat, and I'm going to drive into him. So I am basically trying to wrap his body around my neck. All right? So when I'm here, pulling down, driving in. Watch what happens. I'm only going to put a little bit of pressure, but watch. No, come back.
Choking.
Sorry. Did not mean that. That wasn't the reaction I was getting. So, we're here. So I'm here. When I pull down and I put pressure, he's going to, see how this leg starts to move? It moves because he needs to relieve a little bit of that pressure. All right, because I'm putting pressure into him. Now, I am pulling his forehead to the mat. I'm not taking his chin out. I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. I'm here, forehead to the mat. I'm putting pressure into him. I'm lifting with my head. That makes it extremely tight. Now, I'm going to run this angle. Remember, I'm not going in a circle. I'm trying to go kind of on a straight line into him. So when I'm here, now I start shooting my knee. Lift my head, shoot my knee. Lift my head, shoot my knee. Get into him. Now, when I am close enough, I talked about before, I'm short and stubby, that hip is kind of hard to get to. So me, I'm taking the first thing I can get. This leg, this ankle. Let's circle a little bit. Circle. So we're here, head in the hole, drive, shoot your knee, ankle. All right, I'm pulling this head to the mat. I'm not taking the chin out. Now, here, I pull this leg towards me. I step over with my leg. The worst thing you can do is get here and go, and jump out. You know, some of those 125 pounders that are quick, you let go of them for a second, they're gone. So I want to give him an option. I want to give him a job, something to do. So when I'm here, and I got this head in the hole, and I'm driving in, and I step, and I grab this leg, I step over. I'm going to step, hook. Now I come to the waist. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my elbow and bring it down over the top of his head. I'm going to let his head slip out. This is tight. He does not like it. The only thing he's thinking about right now is get your head out. So as I start to pull that elbow down, he can feel it start to slip. So he's fighting, to get that head out. That's his job, to get his head out. All right? Makes your takedown a little bit easier. So we're here. Driving into him, ankle, step. He fights that head out, I let it slip. I come right in, I go right to my chop. All right, so don't just jump up and get that takedown. Take your time. You know, bounce him, head in the hole, step over that back leg. So we're here, I'm gonna circle, bounce. That's all I need right here. head drops. Okay, head drops. Now, pulling that head to the mat, driving into him, shooting that knee, attacking. Okay, attacking that leg, ankle, step, waist, head step, pulls out, right to my chop. Any questions? A lot of times, you do a clinic and guys are like, well, can't you just go to a cradle? Yes, you can go to a cradle. Okay, but I'm gonna go to the cradle when he gives it, when he kind of presents it to me. I'll give you a little story here. Junior year, Minnesota versus Iowa. It came down, heavyweight started, I was the last match. So I win my match, we win the duel. If I lose, we lose the duel. And I was wrestling a guy named Ryan Fulsis, wrestling the next year in the NCAA finals. Well, I'm winning, I think it was like 2-0 or something like that. And this is on February 14th, Valentine's Day. And they had 10,000 people. Well, I got my soon-to-be fiance in the stands. And she didn't have wrestling in high school, so this was all new to her. And she knew it was good. So third period, 20 seconds left. He shoots at it for heck. I'm bouncing him. Well, I go head in the hole. I start running, and I lock up a cradle. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna pin this dude in front of 10,000 people. We're gonna win the match. It's gonna be great. My girl's gonna love it. And so what happens is I go head in the hole. I get my cradle locked up, and I put my head in the side, just like most of you guys were taught bow and arrow cradle or head in the side cradle here. I get my hands locked, and come over here. I get my hands locked, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna pin this dude. So I'm here, I drive in. He sits me to my butt, or sits to his butt, puts me to my back. It's 2-2, and I lose the match. We lose the duel. So let's just say I was not very happy with my performance. Either was our fans and my girlfriend. So I don't do it like that anymore. All right, my cradle's a little bit different now. Just because of that one instance. I'm gonna go head in the hole, attack that leg. Now, when I'm here with this head in the hole, and I'm pulling it down and I'm pulling this leg towards me, he just did it. It's very subtle, he just did it. Some people will do it hard, some people will do it subtle. When you pull this leg to you, it kind of doesn't feel good. So what they'll do is they'll relieve pressure and go knee up. They'll put that knee up. And they know that it opens up a cradle, but they still do it because what are you trying to do? Make a man feel uncomfortable, right? So they're not thinking about wrestling, they're thinking about how can I feel comfortable again. So I'm here, I pull, I go to my head in the hole, I start to drive. I attack this heel, I start pulling, he goes knee up. Now, he goes knee up, I'm gonna take my head, stick it all the way underneath. All right, I'm not gonna pull it out and put it in the hip. Why? For me, I feel there's a lot of space. I got some broad shoulders here. So when I'm here, there's a lot of space on the sides of my earlobes to my shoulder. I don't like that space. All right, corny saying, but space is our enemy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot my head underneath. Now there's no space. And I'm gonna take my lock and I'm gonna lock it right in front of my face. All right, this makes it extremely tight. All right, I'm locking right in front of my face. Now, I used to wrestle freestyle, a little bit of Greco, and when you're doing a crotch lift or a gut wrench, you kind of load a man up onto your hips. So that's kind of, I was like, you know what? We can do the same thing. You know, you got your cradle. I'm gonna load them up. I'm gonna dig in with my hips. I'm gonna load them up, and I'm gonna stand them up on top of his head. Okay, stand them up on top of his head, then take them through, get my count, then step over, look for the fall. So when I'm here, I shoot my head underneath. My hands lock in front of my face. Now, I'm going to drive to my hip, just like I would load up a crotch throw or a gut wrench. And I'm going to pop him through. I'm gonna stand him up on his head. I'm gonna put a lot of pressure on his head. Drive, 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 drive here. Now, pop him through, get my count, step over to my fall. Okay? Once again, I'm making him uncomfortable. All right? Very uncomfortable. So I'm here, I'm driving, I have that cradle, he presents it to me, I put my head underneath, lock my hands in front of my face. This seals everything up. Now I drive. I'm gonna stand him up on top of his head. Drive. Here. Now I come through, high step over, look for my fall. Okay? Any questions? No? That's easy. So, that's my variation of a front headlock, like I said, or a head in the hole. Everybody has a little bit of a different method. Some people like to use their butt up. Some people actually sit to their hip and scoot this way. I'm not a big fan of that, just because number one rule 101 in scrambling, usually whoever gets the higher hips wins the position. So if you guys got the chance to watch a highlight match from Iowa State, a couple years ago, I think it was Gallic. He was wrestling, I don't know who it was from Iowa, and he did a head in the hole. A guy from Iowa was doing a head in the hole, and came up to the waist, and he was doing this here, scooting. Came up to the waist, Gallic high stepped over, and he scored the winning takedown. So that's why, you know, keep your hips up. Try and stay up on one knee if possible, and score that takedown. Okay. Now.